Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to FM23. This is Youth Factory episode 21. We're finally ready to start the season. Not yet with the league. Actually, the FA Cup comes up first, about a week ahead of the first league match. For this FA Cup match, it is the early preliminary round, the same one we started at from a year ago. So our division starts at this same basic level, and our opponent is actually one of the teams in that tier below us that we just came out of. So this is a team that exists at that former level, but you're not the same team we were a year ago. Can we still get the same sort of results? Preseason suggests not so much. But we didn't play anything resembling the level that we belong at during that preseason. So we'll see how the team fares now in some proper matches as we get a nice through ball for Fish and off the inside of the post, but out. I certainly still have some quality players. Trainer Quintafera gone but on loan for the season if Trainer gets out, because we still have weeks left on the market before the transfer window closes at the higher levels. Ooh, that was close. Required a pretty decent stop from Greg. Greg back as the starter. He had a season plus as the starter before being replaced, I believe. And he hasn't really improved at all since then. Quintafera already on a yellow card inside the first 20 minutes. That's dangerous. We'll hope to get a lead that we can afford to sub him out as Trainer is brought down in the box, and that's going to be a penalty. That one, as clear as this game ever could show you. Trainer steps up to take that penalty and converts it. It's 1-0. One current year starter is absent from the lineup today in Gordon. Gordon had picked up a suspension from last year's cup tournaments and or specifically FA Cup. But we're well ahead in the shots department. We're already approaching our second goal in terms of XG, but they have been threatening just a little bit. So, and we had already noticed that last year, right? Defensively, we were not the same team. Offensively, we put up similar numbers to what we had the year before, but last year, defensively, we certainly gave up a lot more. That was before losing Schmizek. That was before losing Brooks from anchoring that midfield. It's going to be tougher. We're going to bleed more goals, and we're definitely going to be scoring a lot less goals as we've lost so many elements of our attack this year. Fish makes it 2, and we are starting to pull away and get comfortable. I will look to sub out Quintafera at probably halftime, and I got a few guys that aren't on heavy load or anything, but we'll want to monitor minutes and maybe get some of the next wave of rookies a chance to get some minutes today. That, of course, is already happening in mass as we've had so many changes to the roster. Painful how many changes we've already had to go through, and we are still quite likely to face another as Redknapp commits the foul there. Common foul. No card. Fish gives that header away. Through for Platt. Oh, and it's tapped to his teammate, and it's 2-1. Boy. Fish needed to do better with that header. There's one of our replacement players showing how we just don't quite have the same quality that we had a year ago. Out of nowhere against a run of form. 3 minutes later, they nearly level it. There's Fish with a close chance. Sets up LP. Hits that high. Approach halftime. Definitely in control here, but that goal that we gave up opened that doorway once again, and we got ourselves a little bit of a fight. No changes as a result, so we're going to continue on. If it was still 2-0 or 3 at this point, we would start to make those changes. But at 2-1, and them having all the momentum there towards the end of the half, we needed to bring it back, get control again here. Trainer misses. Bit of a sitter. It was a rather difficult volley, I suppose. It wasn't that much of a sitter, but LP finds Fish. Fish deflected again. Fish is getting in the right places, but not able to capitalize on the moments. Mortland. Fish. We'll need to go in with all these changes that we've had. I will need to go in. I haven't done so yet. And adjust our assignments on set pieces and whatnot. Who's going to take our free kicks? Looked offside. Looks like it might have been called, as it very quickly ended the highlight. Nearly an hour played. Afraid to bring off Quintafera. Hopefully he knows how to keep himself out of trouble. Kasungo Mutombo. He's coming up here. LP has picked up a knock. Let's not risk that. It's not a big drop to Wilkinson. Switching the play to Atkins, who had plenty of space and then kind of stalled for a second. Trainer wins that header, but can't quite get it to Wilkinson. Try to go through for Wilkinson there, and again the woodwork is hit. Over the top for Wilkinson. His first chance to shine. Finds Fish. Another deflection. This is rinse and repeat. Hit the woodwork or Fish has a shot blocked. Those two things have happened over and over and over and over and over. 70th minute. Atkins on the yellow. Let's go ahead and bring on Thornhill. And time's starting to run out here. Platt. Ooh. There's that woodwork again, this time from them. Now both of the center backs on yellows. Not good for the potential of suspensions at some stage in this competition. Decent turn. Finds Thornhill. Trainer. Close range. Needed to be a little more clinical on that finish. It wasn't right down the middle, but it certainly was not beyond the realm of being saved. Oh, big chance for Greaves, and Griggs steps up, makes the save. Very, very late here. 3 subs coming on. Debuts for all 3, I think. Another save from Grigg. It is time to change tactics here because things are not working. Not working at all. This is a team a division below us, and we are massively getting outplayed in this second half. Offside there. 11-19. Absolutely nothing dominating about this performance. We are the better team. Looks like we are going to come away with the victory, but only just. Trainer's offside. Puts it in the back of the net as the whistle's blown, but instantly that whistle is blown, and that was that on that one. But just about a minute left here. Decent chance. Second ball in, and Wilkinson heads out over. Yes, we have hit the woodwork plenty of times. So there's some missed opportunities out here. But last preseason game was against a weak team. This guy's going to end up getting sent off with 20 seconds left. He is. We didn't beat a 10-man team. He just happened to, In fact, wow, look at this. Now there's a minute and a half of extra stoppage time. The guy's sent off 20 seconds before the end, and then they're going to get all this extra time. There was 20 seconds left to play. So his red card has bought an extra minute and a half for his team. Trainer keeps possession and then gives it away cheaply. There it is. Squeak out victory. Wow. I mean, look, not overly threatening here. I mean, they didn't do much, but they had a 1+ XG. And just like what happened in the last preseason game where we played one team a division or so below us, we had about 6 XG and scored 1. It was like 1-0. That's worrying that we are not finishing. Not at the moment, anyway. In time, these guys will gel and get used to each other. But time is not our friend. We're supposed to be winning this league and getting automatic promotion again. Their quality, it's going to take time. Their ability to play together as a unit, it's going to take time. This is major changes. And my reasons to be nervous over those last couple of episodes has been fully justified here in the earliest days. This wasn't even our level. With that window closing and the league starting, another look at the promotion odds, and they still love us. They still think we're going to do really well. They still like the players I do have. So we'll see if that is actually how things go. Taunton Town has jumped from about 7th up to 2nd in the predictions, with FC Bristol dropping a spot, but otherwise looking likely once again. And this year we finally have more than one spot. We have automatic promotion for the league winner and a playoff for 4 teams. New look for the squads as I let go all but 2 of the first year squad that we had. Those guys are finally out of here. We did end up taking all of the last intake because there was some potential in the group, even though there really wasn't much quality and certainly wasn't high-end potential. The mid-range potential was a lot within those players. So our new U18 squad, our best player is Northmore Bud, who just came off the bench in the FA Cup game as he was called up for that one. Dashfield, I think, yes. Yeah, was the other one. Both of them came off the bench there in the final minutes to get a little bit of a runabout. And that's 2 players that are on the U18s full-time. U21s, similar roster size. I like the roster size for both of these teams right now. You've got your 11 and you've got a handful of backups, so it's going to be a lot of minutes for all of them to help with development. What we have with this group, with my 21s, a little more mixed. I mean, there is some potential, there is some quality with these guys, but this is where a lot more of the limited players are, and this is also where a lot more of the older players are. So climbing the ladder, getting up a few tiers from where we were, has made a difference on the bottom end of the intakes. We just sadly didn't, in that last intake, have any top end, which is something we had before. It was more spread out in the previous seasons. Last season, it was just kind of, we raised the bottom end and forgot about the top end. Hallam and Kenley are the only ones left, but at a 4 and a 3 overall, now 20 years of age, I'll let them go this year. Give them one more chance here. The U23s is completely blank other than a generic house goalkeeper. And the senior squad now looking like this. So Quintafera on loan. Loan back for the year. Current ability already over 100. He'll get better and better as the season goes on. But trainer on the verge of losing him as well. And that's going to leave us with nothing more than Charlton Redknapp at an 81. And I'm hoping, really hoping that in Redknapp's case, no one's going to offer enough to take him off our hands, because he's not good enough for the highest levels. He's only good enough for, will eventually be good enough for like a League 2 type side. I just hope that they don't come in and bid enough to get him off of us. I'd say right now he's good enough to play National League or maybe the 6th tier, like a North or South. But then it does start to fall off pretty quick. Gordon, Atkins, Fish, McFadden, pretty close to each other in skill. LP is in between, along with Thornhill, and then we have that bottom end. At least the bottom end is about 50 plus, other than Grigg. And hopefully Greg does develop this time. But both Greg and Hutchings not looking good. 47-41. Goalkeeping is now our weakest position by some margin. We're still at 20 and under for like the entire squad, so there's not leaders. Does make it challenging to reshape mentally what you have with guys, but Hutchings and Greg both I have down for and see, this has already changed in the last month from when I set this up, but I've got them both down. At least Greg has no influence on the group. I do worry about Hutchings a little bit on that because he had a higher effect from the group, and with these guys being kind of a light influence but didn't have much, this has changed from a month ago, so it does make me a little bit nervous. But all we have is one fairly determined player on the entire roster, and that's Trainer, which makes sense with how he's developed. LP, fairly professional, should develop pretty quickly, and then Kasungo Mutombo is resolute. We have balanced. Luckily, most of the guys are balanced. There's not too many that are bad. There's a reason why the better players are up here on the senior squad, and not the other way around. But it's hard to get a mentoring group when you have no veteran leadership to help bring these guys up. It takes a number of years, but all our best players and our oldest players are leaving us one by one, so it's tricky. First league match of the season is on the road at Sherborne Town. They are predicted to be a mid-table side, so if we are favorites, we should be able to beat a mid-table side on the road. If we are heavy favorites, we should be able to beat them comfortably. Maybe not 6-goal thrillers like we had in the previous seasons, but 2-3 goals. League season now underway. Webb, Fish. Okay, good ball recovery there. 3 minutes into the season, and Connor Moreland is out injured. Foot injury. That's usually something that's going to leave you out for a month or two. And forced to use a sub just a few minutes into the opening game of the season. Possession is beginning to crack on in our direction, over 60%. We'll see if that holds. With the fair long ball for Gordon. Gordon then cuts in, switches to Trainer, and Trainer gets the header on target, but it was a really easy save, and they score! Oh, man. Okay. Against the early run of play, as we had dominated the first 12 minutes, but here at the 13-minute mark, they get a free kick in a dangerous spot and quickly turn it into a ball in the back of the net. 4-1 on the shots, 0.02 on the XG, but they got a goal. Thornhill intercepts over the top. Here's a great chance for Trainer. Trainer dumbfounded on that decision making on that one. He's got to take a touch. He's got to go one way or another to beat the keeper. Or certainly not put it right down the middle from long range to give the keeper enough time to react. Got to get a lot closer to slot that past him. Yeah, there's about 10 different things he could have done that all would have been better decisions than that one. That's not a goal. That is a goal kick. It's not a corner. So that was not a save from the keeper on that one. Trainer with another good chance, this time from the edge of the box, and he put it off the post. Gordon on a yellow, approaching half at least. Now Thornhill takes it inside. Quintafera coming up to help. Trainer, was he offside? Yes. Yes, he was. 9-1. And we trail. 9-1 on the shots. And we trail. Not a ton of XG from that, though, but 0.6. By now, we should have had one. They sure as shit shouldn't have. Second half. This is making me nervous. Even though we've been in control, we trail. That doesn't happen entirely by bad luck. LP loses that one, even though he was finding himself in a dangerous position and was in the perfect spot to make a cross. Doesn't do so. Oh boy. Flying past some minutes without any highlights. We've played an hour. Now LP. Edge of the box. Switches to Trainer. Trainer finally gets one on target. And it goes in the back of the net. Over the top for Trainer. Trainer, that's blocked. We recover. Gordon cuts inside. Blasts it. Thornhill finds some space. Sets up LP. Great bend on that one, but cannot get it back inside the post. Goes just wide. Trainer, that's deflected. Keeper grateful for that one. We're almost out of time. I made 2 subs to get our 2 guys on yellows off. We're going to go more attacking here in the final minutes. Time's up here. We're going to finish the first match of the season with a draw. And we do. Rough start. They shut us down pretty well in the second half. Nowhere near as many chances. We only got 4 shots on target for the entire match. The 1 goal was deserved. Their goal certainly wasn't. We should have won that 1-0. But that's one of those nervous things where last season it was 3 or 4-1. A lot of comfortable results. 2 goals more than our opponents most of the time. Here, we're going to pull out results more often than not. We're going to be better than most of the teams we play, and we were better than them today, but we still drop points. And how bad is Mortland hurt? How is that going to impact us? Thornhill into the starting rotation for now. I only had 1 extra reserve, as it were. Got guys down in the U18s to call up when necessary, but worrying performance here at the start of the season. It's already a shaky start to the season, and we are going to have 2 big tests in the next 2 matches. That's really going to set us up for what's to come. The second place predicted team, Taunton Town, so we play next. We are at home. Really don't want to drop those points and get behind. A loss would be massive, those 3 points for them versus what we're getting when we have to go play them on the road later, and we don't know how long it's really going to take us to grow into the season. Better training facilities come November, but that doesn't mean we're going to be suddenly 10 points better for every player or anything like that. We have young players that need to gel, that need to make some improvement. Some of them will, some of them won't, but some of them will. So we will be better as this season goes on than where we are right now. But where we are right now, at the moment, has me worried. Lower division team, barely beat them. Mid-table team, got a draw. Pretty ugly. Yes, we were the better team, but how's it going to be when we play the second place team? And then we have FA Cup, just preliminary round, early stuff. We're going to be, board's not going to be too pleased with us, which makes, I can't be fired. So I don't have to worry about that. But having the board upset, having the fans upset is going to lead to lower morale with the players, poor performances, snowball effect, but also board requests. If they're not happy, we're going to have a harder time getting our way with board requests, which means we're going to have a harder time getting better. And here's that situation, right? The fear that I've been laying out for you the last few episodes could go a number of ways. It's not just about, oh no, we don't get promoted this season. Here's the thing. We could get stuck in a cycle of we're performing bad enough that the board doesn't approve anything. Even if we have cash, we can't get anything done. So we can't find a way to get better rapidly. We can't find a way to improve our reputation. We don't start climbing the ladder. And every time we get a good player, somebody comes and poaches them away. We could get stuck. We really could get stuck. Now, I've seen others do an experiment very similar to this, but not where they manage the team. Just let the AI run its course and see what happens. And we've seen teams stall out for many years, decades. It can happen. And I've been in that scenario where I've stalled out. This is the first time where I've only had minimum security on the contracts, and we're losing players left and right. So we're up against it right now. Did not expect it in the 8th tier. I suspected that we would hit either 6, 5, or 4 before things started to get tricky. I expected to be cruising right now. Had we lost 1 or 2 players last season and still had our core team together and only a couple spots to fill, no problem. Absolutely no problem. We'd be cruising. But we had a terrible intake and we've lost a lot of guys. And we still have 2 weeks. 2 weeks before the window closes. Trainer might be gone too. Then what? I'm still nervous. Sorry, I know I'm getting probably to the point of repetitiveness with this, but I got 2 weeks to go, and I'm chomping at the bit here. Scared. They look scared too. That is going to do it for this episode, though. Those 2 matches coming up and these couple weeks coming up are going to be really, really important for our future. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.